Well, 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 look at all these people.
You know, it's kind of like opening a door when the daily antidote begins, and all of a sudden it's just nature abhors a vacuum, and just pouring into the house are all these people.
That's
It's,
so
it's
amazing. Is it 1,500 days already?
we're going to find out. Someone may be able to hold up a card and remind us. I haven't been on for a few days now, so I've lost track of the number. But I will start welcoming people here. To this is the daily antidote of song. Already see some familiar faces. I'm Andy Davis. I'm going to be the host today. We have a wonderful singer from the Chicago area, Juan Dies, who is with us today. And so happy to have Juan here with us. Um, I don't know what's going on in your world, but here in Vermont, it's cold. We're having a just wonderfully cold spring. So it's nice when the weather does what it's supposed to do. And in Vermont, a cold spring. Um, I'm going to do our welcomes here. I want to welcome people that have tuned in on Facebook or YouTube Live. We love you just as much as the people that are here on Zoom. And this is a project of Carpe Diem Arts. Want to thank Aaron for being our tech person, coming in from the Bronx, always welcoming Joe Rossi, our fearless leader, administrator, jack of all trades. And I'm Andy Davis from Brattleboro. We have Juan. We'll be talking and singing with Juan more today. Good to see you, Arlene, out in Berkeley. Kathleen, this is not Kathleen in Albuquerque. Yes, Albuquerque. Anne in Silver Spring, another familiar face. Luda in British Columbia. Awesome. Sending love. Sheila from North Florida. Carolyn in DC, welcome this morning. Sue Miller in Seattle. This is truly a national project. Susan in Cincinnati. Welcome to Kate in Charlottesville, Virginia. Beth in Brattleboro. Oh, I'm actually down in Guilford right now, but anyway, it's neighboring town to Brattleboro. Kim out in BC again, British Columbia. Jim from the Maryland. Always good to see you, Jim. Storm, my dear friend across the border in Massachusetts. Great to see you in the Zoomiverse. Jane in Texas, welcome. And Cricket, of course, from Maryland. Ruth and Clive, all the way from the United Kingdom. Great to see you. What town are you in England? Oh, you don't have to tell me now. You could put it in the chat. I'd love to have you here across the pond. Mabel, Bob, and the Bears. Oh my goodness, it wouldn't be the Daily Antidote without you being here with us. And Hoda from out in, oh yes, the British Columbia. Wow, there's a thing happening out there. Annette from California, good morning. And Gary Pausner from Massachusetts. Great to see you, Gary. Lola, also from British Columbia. Sheila, let's see. I got to find where I'm picking up here. This page turning thing is always confounding. Here we are picking it up. Nancy out in Washington State, and Alicius Al, my dear friend from Massachusetts. Good morning. And Elizabeth out in California with her hammer dulcimer. Lorianne, Kachina, Courtney. Oh, my dear friends from Dummerston, Vermont. Good to have you here. LMG from Connecticut, welcome to you. Sarah from Texas. We always love Texans. Sandy from Western North Carolina. My goodness. James Dundas, and I'm not sure where you're from, James, but that's okay. You could type it in if you wish. Laris, also from the UK. And I think that's our 2 pages today. And, James is also from Victoria, British Columbia. We've got a thing going with Canada. This is awesome. I love it. Well, welcome to all of you. And Juan, I know you've been on the Daily Antidote before. And why don't you introduce yourself, say a little bit about what you're going to do today, and what brought you into this role in the world, being a song leader.
Yes, well, hello everybody. Thanks for inviting me again. And glad to see people from all over North America and in the United Kingdom. Yes, my name is Juan Dies. I'm coming in to you from Chicago, Illinois. And spring hasn't quite set in yet. We have cold days, we have warm days. It's not making up its mind. Um, I I specialize in Mexican folk music. I grew up in Mexico, in San Luis Potosí, and came to the U.S. At age 18 in 1982. And in my time here, I was initially very interested in all kinds of American music because this is all new to me, and I got into blues bands, I played in jazz bands. I've always been into music. It took about 8 years for me to revert back into Mexican music. In the late 80s, I established probably the first mariachi band in Bloomington, Indiana, where I was going to school. So started Mariachi Los Coyotes over there. And then I got a job at the Old Town School of Folk Music in Chicago professionally as a director of community outreach in 1993. And coming into Chicago with such a large Mexican community, I was able to meet some very capable and professional musicians. And we started a group called Sones de Mexico Ensemble. Then in earlier this month, we celebrated our 30th anniversary with Sones de Mexico Ensemble. It's now a nonprofit organization with 2 Grammy nominations and concerts all over the place. And we celebrated our anniversary by watching the eclipse. We drove down to Carbondale, Illinois. There were clear skies, and we got to see the eclipse coming in from Mexico, all across the United States and into Canada and Greenland. I hope some of you got to see it. It was an amazing sight, very very life changing, and to celebrate, it happened on April 8th, and our anniversary was April 9th. So it was almost made to order.
Yeah, I think it was done for you guys. It's just that wasn't widely advertised.
Yes.
Well, Juan, what have you got to share with us today for a song?
Well, I just thought that since spring is sweeping across the land, I know there's probably already there for those in Florida and Texas. We're still waiting for it, and probably in British Columbia, they're still waiting for it to arrive. So, but De Colores was it's a well-known song. It was popularized here in the United States by the farm workers union movement with Cesar Chavez. It became almost an anthem. It doesn't say anything about farming. It doesn't say anything about anything other than what beautiful colors come in the spring, and somehow it became a chant. So I thought we could sing this little song a couple of times. I like to play it to my students, and once we get through it once, we play this game where we change all the vowels in the songs for one single vowel. So we sing it all with an A. Then we sing all the vowels with an E, I, O, and U. So we'll try to see how it goes.
And
But
just so folks know, if you're new to this, we do have the lyrics in the chat. So if you want to
Oh, yes.
follow along and help you participate, go to your chat and you will see all of our experienced people know that. But there could be somebody here for the first time, and go to the chat and you'll have all of the lyrics. Beautiful.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to mute,
So
and it's all you, Juan.
I'll play it slow, and we'll go through it. It's a little waltz. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de fuera. De colores the vowels. Let's try and see if some of you would like to harmonize with this song. It's a great song for harmonizing. De colores. So some of you would go, de colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arcoiris que vemos lucir, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Okay, now let's have a little fun with the vowels. I'm gonna start singing this with an A. In Spanish is A. Da calaras abastan las campas en la primavera. With an E. De que leres en les pejereyes que vienen de fere. Con la I. Diquiliris sin lis piquirillis que vi mis lisi. Con la O. Oporoso los grondos moros, do muchos coloros, mogosto no mola. Mundus umurus, con muchos colorus, mogosto no mo. And now all the letters. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. With harmony. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arcoiris que vemos lucir, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Yay.
Oh, that is such a gorgeous song. You brought back all kinds of memories for me of doing that in my elementary music career. We often sang that as a song, and we did the another verse, of course, about the hens and the rooster and the chicks.
Oh,
all
yes.
Singing, but that's so
the
fun.
Long version.
Yeah, and it's so fun with the vowels. I've never played that. That definitely gets it's like brain gym trying to.
Yeah.
So you must work a lot with young people as people of all ages as a singer.
I do. We Sones de Mexico Ensemble started a music school in Chicago about 9 years ago. We started. We felt there was a gap in the music education where there wasn't a Spanish language music school based on Mexican music, and yet 1/3 of the population in Chicago is Latino. Now the last census, 1/3 of the population is black, 1/3 is Latino, and 1/3 is white and others. So.
Well, you're part of a great awakening in this country. That this country is it is a diverse place, and it all needs to be celebrated and addressed.
Yeah.
In as such. Do
So
you have
this
any?
is for this song has 2 chords, well 3 chords, and we use that for our level 1 when you're learning to play guitar. So it's
Absolutely.
nice.
It's, and
Now
so
you're an
beautifully sung.
educator as well.
Yes, I did 32 years in elementary music, and I wanted to say too, Juan, that such a lovely presentation of the song. It's you just sing it, and I love the background that with the connection with the United Farm Workers, and it's all really important stuff. That every song is a story in itself beyond the song, because it's the context of the song and the lives that it's affected. And I wanted to ask you, Juan, if you have
Yeah.
any performances coming up online or in Chicago or Cincinnati or Berkeley or Albuquerque.
Well, we are going to our neighboring state of Indiana, where we have a performance this Sunday in Richmond, Indiana, not too far from Dayton, Ohio, just across the border. And I am. This is where my alma mater is. I went to Earlham College, Quaker
Yeah.
school in Richmond, Indiana, and I'm going back there to give a performance with Sones de Mexico. We'll be doing a children's show at the Reed Center, and we also have a culinary presentation of Mexican food from different regions of Mexico, paired with music from different parts of Mexico. These are both free programs in Richmond, Indiana. And you can also check our website at sonesdemexico.com. It's a little hidden there under the band tag, but you can find our calendar of events,
Yeah.
and we have a number of programs. We also have a sing along that we do every 2 weeks on the first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. Central. We have a sing
Beautiful.
along in Spanish for seniors, or people 55 and over, and
And is
you
that done
can.
online or in person?
It's it's live. It's on online. It's on Zoom.
It's on Zoom. That's what I
Yeah,
meant. So it's
same as
available
this.
to, yeah.
Yeah,
And
you have to
have we got,
register, but then you get the link, and
yeah.
every time we have a different theme. It's a 1 hour long.
And
So
I'm
the
hoping we
next one
have
that
your
will be for
website in
Mother's
the,
Day.
and do we have the Juan's website, Sones de Mexico? Is that in the chat?
Yeah, we should
Very
be.
good.
Yeah, there it
Very good.
is. Events.
That's
You got the
wonderful.
direct link right there.
Beautiful. Hey, I wanted to also just compliment you on bringing up the topic of harmony. One of my favorite things in the world is singing harmony on Zoom because it's liberating. You can experiment, and it always is going to sound good to everybody because it's all just happening in the spirit because we can't hear each other. But
Yeah.
this is such a great song for that parallel harmony.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot from singing online. We each participate privately, with our mics muted, but we can sing along. And I've learned to sing more steadily, to play less with the nuances of rhythm. When I do sing-alongs, I try to do it very, very steady, so it's friendly and easy to sing along with.
Well, you definitely accomplished that one. I love singing with you. You know that old expression, dance like no one's watching? On Zoom,
Yeah,
you can sing like no one's listening.
yeah,
And you can be liberated and just express yourself and just
absolutely.
put your,
Except I could see everyone singing with a U.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, ooh, yeah. Well, that was
on
the
the
hardest one. We do that with a song in the schools called Apples and Bananas, where we go through the vowels, and the kids always loved ooples and banunus.
ooh.
They'd all start laughing over ooples and banunus. But
Nice.
anyway, anything else you'd like to share with us before we revisit the song? And
No, I'm ready to. I'm ready. How much time do we have left? Do we have time to do it with all the vowels and everything?
oh yeah, yeah, we've got all
Yes.
of that. I did want to say that you mentioned food and music, and I
Oh,
really do think that if the cooks and the musicians of the world, if we collaborated more, we could really take this whole world over. The
yeah.
musicians and the
Well,
cooks. There's so much peacemaking around music and food that
yeah. Well, our Mexican community here in Chicago is very, very much a part of the food industry. There's a lot of
yeah.
people, like, regardless of the ethnicity of the restaurant, there's always, like, Mexican people in the kitchen, cooking and doing
Oh,
all the. And a very good friend of ours, Sones de Mexico Ensemble, we had our start back in 1994, playing in a restaurant with Chef Dudley Nieto. He saw the potential of our music, and he would cook music uh, that would go along with our repertoire. We were
ay, ay,
playing
ay.
music from Oaxaca, and he cooked food from Oaxaca. So it's been 30 years, and he's still our friend. And now we're taking him on tour with us. We got a $30,000 grant from the National Endowment for the Arts to take this program on tour to different parts of the United States, and he'll be traveling with us like another musician, just with his knife and
Beautiful.
fork as his
Absolutely.
instruments.
Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Well, let's get our harmonies going again. I
Okay.
was doing the lower harmony, Juan. I was starting on that
Oh,
a third
nice.
below, and it's just very mellow for my voice.
Good, good. Yeah, it's a little high for me too to do the high harmony, but let's do it. I'm
Can
gonna
I?
sing it once through. I'll do a second time for the harmony singing, and then we'll go into the vowels. How about that?
Okay,
Can I
Joe,
sneak
did
in
you? Yeah,
really
Joe
quick?
wanted. Yeah,
Yeah,
go, Joe.
I want to sneak in and I want to just mention, of course, that today is one of the days of Passover, and I want to shout that out. That there are a lot of folks in the room who are celebrating right now Passover,
Oh,
and we're
yay.
inviting everybody tomorrow to join us for songs of Passover. We're going to have Karen Dale with us, and she's going to take us on a little journey. So please join tomorrow when we're going to be thinking and talking and singing about Passover. And I just want to shout that out in case anybody leaves.
Thank you for adding
Gracias,
that,
Paul.
Joe. So important. Absolutely so important. Thank you. All right, Juan.
Okay, ready? Uno, dos, tres. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. And now the harmonies. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Now with a tacalaras abastan las campas en la primavera. De que leres en les pejereyes que vienen de fere con la i diquiliris y silirqui iris que vi mis lisir o poroso los grondos amoros do muchos coloros mogosto no mo con la upurusulus grundus umurus do muchos colurus mogusto every letter. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Gracias, Juan. That is
Thank
just
you.
absolutely. I'm going to be singing that all day now because we do have the colors appearing. Despite the cold weather, the trees are beginning to bloom here in Vermont. So
Yeah.
thank you,
Well,
Juan.
yeah, and congratulations on 14. It was 1,479 days of sing along, and this place is so full of people still. It's amazing.
Thank you for mentioning that. I was trying to find that on the chat somewhere, and sometimes we have somebody that
Yes.
holds it up in their screen.
Susan from Cincinnati, Susan G.
She did
shared
that.
this.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a major accomplishment here of Carpe Diem Arts and Joe Rossi and the whole Daily Antidote team keeping this going. 7 days a week. It's such an act of community building and connection for so many of us. So let's give a big round of applause to Juan for being our
Thank
cantador
you.
today and just a lovely classic song that should be in everybody's repertoire, De Colores. Thank you to those of you who tuned in today on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll do a goodbye here to everybody in the Zoom room here. Thank you for being here, Arlene out in California. Thank you, Kathleen in Albuquerque and Ann in Silver Spring, Luda in Victoria. Love to you as well. Thanks to you, Sheila in Florida, Laris in the UK, although that's a great picture you have behind you that does not look like the UK. Thank you, Jamie out in British Columbia, Caroline in DC. Good to see you, Sue in Seattle. Always thankful for Aaron doing technical work for us. Susan in Cincinnati, thanks for being here. Kate in Charlottesville, Ruth and Clive across the pond in the UK. Jane in Texas, thank you for being in Texas. Joe, always great to see your smiling face with us. Mabel, Bob, and the Bears, thank you. Lola in BC, Annette in California, Hoda in BC, and I'm going to learn how to pronounce those native names of those lands at some point. Thank you, Jim, for being here from Maryland, and thank you, Dan in Vienna. Nice to see you. Athena in Brooklyn. Thank you for being here. Betty in Atlanta. Thanks for tuning in. My neighbor Beth in Brattleboro. And Deborah. Deborah from Kentucky. Nice to see you, Deborah. Gary in Massachusetts. Cricket in Maryland. Thanks for being here, Cricket. And Kim in Vancouver, British Columbia. Storm, you're looking good in that snazzy hat. Al, maybe see you this Sunday again. Great to see you in Massachusetts, tuning in from Massachusetts. Thank you, Nancy in Washington State. Elizabeth in California. Do keep that dulcimer in tune. Loriana, Kachina, and Courtney from Dummerston, Vermont. Great to have you tuned in. Sarah in Texas. Sandy from North Carolina. Thanks for being here, Ray, and LMG in Connecticut. And a big thank you to Juan Dies for singing with us today in such a playful and meaningful. Oh, that song is like a hymn to me. It's just the wonder of our world in that song. So thank you all, and I hope that you all have a beautiful day today, wherever you are. And remember, as one of my school principals always used to say, work hard, be kind.